Hello, everyone. It's Phil Jones from Projector Reviews, and joining me is Jaime from Elite Screens. Elite Screens is one of the leading manufacturers of screens, and they offer a tremendous amount of solutions for any application. But today, we're going to be talking about a pretty unique application, a screen that you can use to enhance productivity, whether it's in a classroom, a conference room, or even a boardroom. So today, we're going to be talking about whiteboard screen solution. So Jaime, how are you?
I'm great, Phil. How about yourself? Thank you very much.
Yeah, so thank you for coming. Can you talk a little bit about why you guys develop whiteboard screen solutions?
Yes, Phil, thank you. Well, for Elite ProAV, the commercial line of Elite Screens, we took a survey from customers and asked them what would you like to see next in the brand in the lineup of products, because we were noticing that a lot of schools were still using conventional whiteboards, and that just wasn't cutting it when it comes to projection image quality. So
Hmm.
we said, hey, we gave the test to our engineer and we challenged them with asked them to provide us with a whiteboard screen solution, and they came back with two product lines here, two materials, one
Hmm.
one with the Versa white, and then one with the ambient light rejecting material.
And that's true because you need the whiteboard for interactive things with the kids. Even in my conference rooms at my other office, you map out a lot of stuff on that whiteboard. So that is a tool that you have to have. But at the same time, you still need to project presentations, Excel spreadsheets, and everything else. And having a whiteboard screen and having a projection screen in a room is two different walls. It's a lot of real estate to take up. So you're not going to say, let's look over here at the whiteboard. Let's look over here at the presentation. Let's look over here at the whiteboard. So being able to combine them together and is a good thing. And it has to be able to deliver a great picture, even in a room with ambient light. So that's why it's great that Elite Screens has got into this. So you said that this is part of your Pro division, correct?
That is correct, Phil. Yes, it's a 5-year warranty on all the products from Elite Pro AV.
This division is dedicated towards Pro, and of course, if you're a consumer, they have their other solutions for you as well. So there's different types of material. Like always, how many different materials does Elite have in general? A dozen at least. But this is a dedicated material for whiteboard. So let's talk about those materials. So which one do you want to talk about first?
Yeah, well, let's go to the Versa white material first.
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
like the matte white version, or where it is a matte
Hmm.
white version, except that you can actually write on it, and it gives you
Hmm.
more flexibility as far as projectors go, because you can mount it uh, with a short throw, either tabletop or ceiling mounted. Preferred, I know, especially in the education sector where you want to keep kids away from that, and it provides
Hmm.
wide diffusion uniformity, and it's
Hmm.
also Green Guard Gold certified, and of course, it has no glare on the projection surface.
Hmm.
So you turn on the lights and you're not going to
Hmm.
get that bounce back, annoying glare that is makes it difficult to see your presentations.
Mhm. So the benefit of the Versa White is a couple of things, like you mentioned. If you're starting with a traditional desktop projector and you're thinking about putting one on the ceiling or a short throw, you know that if you get the Versa White, it's going to work pretty much with any projector that you're going to throw at it. That's one of the main benefits of it. How does this compare to like a regular whiteboard? I mean, what do it looks white. How is this different than a whiteboard? How do you make it better than the materials that are utilized in a whiteboard?
Well, we coat it with a nanotech resin, which prevents from scratching, so it's anti-scratch resistant. And again,
Mhm.
it's a matte white finish, which
Mhm.
allows the projection quality
Mhm.
to remain theater grade, and
Mhm.
also is not a sheen, whereas
Mhm.
conventional whiteboards have, which have
Mhm.
that glare effect. So
Yeah.
that's three main things, and of course it's a whiteboard screen surface as
Mhm.
well, so you can use standard dry erase pens and markers.
Because a lot of times the whiteboards are shiny because it makes it easier to erase, but that
Exactly.
shininess is so it's kind of it's a little bit of magic to make it matte and make it erasable, which is actually really really cool. And the other thing too is the frame, the how it's built. So you now have this newer thin edge frame. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So again, to improve the product in general, and to provide more real estate, we had our engineers go back and say, hey, now we need a bezel that is a little bit more thinner, but remains sturdy and
Mhm,
rigid for the classroom presenter to still write on.
mhm,
So
mhm,
we just told them to make the bezel make the bezel slimmer, so that we can gain more real estate
mhm.
in a smaller footprint.
Okay. Now I do want to point something out that he mentioned. These are rigid screens because you're going to be writing on them. A lot of times they Elite Screens ships like their traditional, a lot of their traditional consumer-based ones. They come in tiny boxes. I was shocked at how small they were. I'm used to these gigantic monkey coffins of boxes that I would get that are. But this box showed up for the 100-inch screen that they loaned me, the Aeon, and it was surprisingly small, which makes it easy to maneuver in and out of a room. That's because you roll the material out and then you build a frame and you stick it on there. This needs to be rigid because people are writing on it, which means the 100-inch screen comes in a 100-inch box. So keep that in mind. It does actually help with the installation because now you just need to mount, take it out of the box, put the mounting brackets we'll talk about in a minute, and then hang the screen. So it does speed up installation that it comes rigid, but you need to keep in mind that it does come in a box about the equivalent size of the screen that you're actually getting.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you for bringing that up. And we have made strides in reducing the weight and the backing
mhm,
of that to make it more manageable.
mhm,
Some of these are steel, and
mhm,
we've actually moved away from that backing and made it more lightweight. So
mhm,
it's easier to hang and easier to maneuver.
mhm, mhm. I mean, it's big, but it's not overly heavy, which is another thing. Is that like a secondary piece that comes so you can put all your accessories on it? Correct?
That is correct. So we include also a heavy duty uh, tray where you can store your high density foam eraser and your
Mhm.
pens and your cleaning solution, which it includes as well.
Okay, so it includes some of the stuff like the eraser. I was going to ask you about that, or which we'll talk about in next time. Now, for someone who has a room with some ambient light in it, which is pretty much most classrooms and a lot of conference rooms, because people want to be able to write, see what they're writing, and see what's on screen, you have a solution for that as well, right?
Yes, we do. We have our CLR2 material, which is
Hmm.
an ambient light rejecting material for tabletop mounted only due to the
Hmm.
structure of the absorbent layer. But it
Hmm.
is still dry erase, and it's absorbs up to 85% of overhead lighting. And it's
Hmm.
also scratch resistant with a laminate coating, so you're not going
Hmm.
to scratch, you're not going to damage it. And it does maintain and helps produce exceptional image brightness with color
Hmm.
saturation, which is key when you want to present something. The contrast is there, and you'll be able to make out great pictures. And it's also ISF certified. So if you turn off the lights, you'll get that accurate color reproduction.
And if anybody's ever hung out with the guys at ISF, Joel and those guys, they're pretty anal about the picture quality and making sure that your screen does no harm. So just so you know that not only is it going to work great in a room with ambient light, you're also going to get a very accurate looking picture. So if you're doing something like, say, you are in a conference room and you're looking at prints of a draft of a new commercial, or you're trying to change the corporate color from a royal red to a different color red, being able to actually see it accurately kind of matters. So the fact that it's a very accurate looking screen is an important thing. Now, there's a couple points that you brought up about this screen
Hmm.
that we should just cover. The first thing, because of how it's built, it works with a ultra short throw and short throw tabletop model. Because if I try to put it on the ceiling, it's going to reject light from the ceiling, including the projector. Okay. If they go, well, why don't I just rotate the screen and then I can put the projector on the top? Now it is a floor light rejecting screen, and you just gave up all of your benefits. All right.
Phil, yes, the minute you turn it around, you flip it over. I mean, yes, you allow now ambient light and the projector light, and they're in competition there, and so
Mm-hmm.
you won't get that nice crisp bright image that that you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get.
Jaime, why can't I use a traditional projector in the back of the room?
Good question, Phil. Well, the structure, the microstructure of the CLR2,
Mhm,
the filter or the layer is opened enough only to accept, as you had mentioned previously, that steep light from below. And
mhm,
the further you get back,
mhm,
the more that particular long distance throw
mhm,
projector light will get
mhm,
absorbed rather
mhm.
than reflected back to the sweet spot of the eyes of the
Ex-
audience.
Exactly. So think of it this way: best, and as you go like this, it's gonna start getting dark. The screen's gonna start getting darker and darker and darker and darker and darker and darker until you don't see anything. So
Exactly.
the right projection screen for the right application. Now, a little later, I'm gonna have Jaime, and we're gonna talk a little bit about, okay, I have this screen and I have this projector and I have this room. Which screen should I buy? And that's the reason why they have like 25 different materials, is so you can find the right one. But this one, like we said, ultra short throw and short throw projectors, which, like I said, are now becoming the one of the most popular solutions. Like, for example, LG makes a really good ultra short throw, but they don't ship it with a with a screen, and they actually have a business version of it. So they have the consumer version and they have the business version. Well, that business version would go perfectly with this screen in a conference room, because ultra short throw, business version, business screen, and you can, and it can kill two birds with one stone. So that's actually a great thing. All right. So we had talked about this and we want to stress it again. The reason why you need to have it needs to come from below is the way that the material is designed. And it's only designed to direct light towards your eyes from one angle, or a very steep angle. And this actually shows you kind of that throw ratio. So I'm glad you actually included that. So that's kind of the recommended throw ratio down there. Point
Yes, it is.
0.23 to 1.2. And I'll let you know that pretty much definitely all ultra short throws fit in this window. If you are using a projector with a third party lens, or like exchange, like replaceable lenses, those throw distances are actually provided, and you may see sometimes they have an ultra short throw and a short throw lens, and just choose the one that works best for you, and just make sure that you're within that range.
Yes, actually, I wanted to inform everybody that nobody else has a material like this that's able to accept short throw light as well, at least not to my knowledge. And as you can see, it's the reason why is because we've actually modified that structure where it can accept um, short throw projector light, and you'll be able to see it in that the sawtooth structure where it bends in right there so that
Mm-hmm.
some of the short throw light is projected properly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And also, it gives you a lot more flexibility. If you start off with a short throw now and get an ultra short throw later, you are good to go. And I can't think of another company that's making an ultra short throw whiteboard screen either. But a lot of them have like a really hard, almost like a lenticular. I'm not sure if you were a kid and you remember those little, you used to get those postcards and you would do this and you would, and it would, you could make the
Yeah.
object move, but then when you move your finger around, it goes zick 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 zick, and that's
Yes.
what they look like. So that's what most ultra short throw rigid materials look like, which would not make it a very good whiteboard. So this is a really unique piece of material. Like I said, you actually have some examples here of applications. Say you're having a conference room and you want to retrofit it with a projection system. This is a far easier solution to do than trying to add a ceiling mounted projector to an existing room. And I love the fact that you guys always use real world pictures instead of the Photoshop stuff that everybody else does.
Yeah, we like to tell the story. We like for you guys to see it for yourselves, and we're not hiding anything, and that we're not trying to mock up anything. So, yes, as you can see there,
Exactly.
that bank light right there is hitting it down, and it's doing
Hmm.
its job. allowing
hmm
you to get a nice bright image, and even the wide angle, the wide viewing angle at a wide
hmm
viewing angle, so you still be
Yeah.
able to make it out clearly.
Yeah, and that's an important point too, because in a classroom or a boardroom, you people will be sitting off axis. So let's talk about the dry erase part of this. So you can use any dry erase pens that you want, or do you require any specialized pens and things like that?
No, any off-market dry erase pens and markers will work. The only thing that we do require is for a high-density foam type eraser,
hmm
not that scraggly looking one that has like bristles.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
that one won't work. It has to be the specific high-density foam eraser
hmm
to be able to erase properly.
Exactly. And this, I love these images, Jaime, because it really shows how the collaboration between the projected image and the written image is actually really cool. And I can actually see doing this, using this for product planning and things like that, where they go, don't like her jacket, like, you know, change this text and everything else. And then you can just literally take a photograph of the screen and you got it, which is actually pretty cool. You can use any dry erase type marker, but also the thing that you brought up was the fact that you want to use a certain type of eraser, and also you also need to clean it. And to kind of get you guys started, you guys actually include some of this stuff in the box, right?
Exactly. Yes, we do. We do include a pair of pens and a high density foam eraser. As you can see, the one with the logo is
hmm
the one that we include in addition to an extra one, so that way you can
hmm
kind of get an idea of what the material is like. Uh,
hmm
it's a foam, high density foam,
hmm
which absorbs that, I mean, the dry erase markings,
hmm
whereas the other type, it just doesn't work as well. So that's why
Yeah.
we need that foam version there.
It's almost like the other one that scratches all the dry erase pen off of it instead of absorbing it. And then the cleaning solution. Now, you guys include a little bit of this cleaning solution. Um, is it available if I need more from you, or where would I get additional cleaning solution if I need it?
Yeah, we have a shop site where you can purchase accessories or contact your dealer, preferably, so that they
hmm
can reorder you this kit. We sell it as a package, or we sell them as individual
hmm
pieces. And that whiteboard cleaning solution is in case you the teacher, the presenter, whoever happens to forget, they are on a
hmm
vacation or summer or whatever, they come back, oh,
hmm
there's still markings on there. It'll
hmm
require a good thorough cleaning to remove
hmm
any residue markings, ghosting
Okay.
from the pens.
So let's talk about the last thing, mounting it. So, so is it hard to install? We talked about, I don't think it's gonna be. Could you talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. So it comes with a pair of wall mounting brackets. Just locate your studs and mount them, and hang your whiteboard right on to the backing of it. And the brackets also permit you to slide it to the right or to the left, so that you can make sure that you have a centered and perfect installation.
Exactly. So like I said, it's pretty straightforward to install. You do want two people because this is a big rigid whiteboard. You trying
Yes.
to pick it up isn't gonna work. So you do definitely want to have two people help you lift it. It even comes with the mounts for the pin tray in the box as well. So once you mount the screen, you can also mount the pin tray as well. It's a very simple, straightforward installation process. And lastly, pricing. So can you go through the pricing with us, Jaime?
Yes. Starting at the WB60VW1, which is a 4x3 model, a 60-inch, and that would be in the Versa White
Mhm,
material. We're starting at 679, and of course that can go up to 2069 for the WB97, which is a 97-inch 16 by 9 aspect
mhm.
ratio whiteboard screen with the ambient light rejecting CLR2 material.
Okay, so
So you have a pretty good options there as far as
mhm,
sizes go, and pricing based on your
mhm.
uh, your needs.
Yes. Now, Jaime's yelling is going to yell at me because I want to do a review on a WB90 CLR2. I have it on my radar after I finished the projections, the spring projection review, but I am going to, I promise you, Jaime, um, I want to do it. I'm going to do it. So please don't yell at me. I will get it done, and I will make sure that I share it with all of the viewers, and so you can see how cool it is, and how great of a picture it provides. All right. So, Jaime, I'd like to thank you for coming and going over Elite Pro AV's lineup of whiteboard screens.
Thank you, Phil, for your time, and as always, happy to do it.
So if you're looking for a great screen solution, whether it's for your home or whether it's for a business or education application, check out the companies of Elite Screens. So take care, and we will talk to you soon.
Elite Pro AV. Get the big picture.